My father always told me that trust is the foundation of any strong relationship. I believed him, lived by his words, and thought I had found a partner who shared those values. But life tests you in the most unexpected ways. I never imagined that I'd find myself at a wedding reception, my heart pounding, and see my wife in the arms of her ex-husband. What I saw and what happened next changed everything. Before I dive into my story, if you don't want your life to be turned upside down like mine, subscribe to my channel to learn real lessons from the real stories we share every day, just like mine. Also, share your thoughts about the shocking truths I've experienced in the comments, and please show your support by liking my video. Now that you've subscribed, let's dive into my story. My father was always clear with his advice on relationships, son. Men who value themselves do not tolerate any disrespect, manipulation, or lies from girls or women. Be true to yourself and always be a high-valued man. These words echoed in my ears as I stepped into one of the most significant periods of my life. During the days when I was promoted to CFO, I learned that I had to go to Germany for a major merger meeting. This meeting was critical for our company and our future, and my attendance was unavoidable. However, this business trip prevented me from attending my wife Vera's best friend Carol's wedding. Vera had always been by Carol's side during her difficult days. Her husband had cheated on her during her illness and abandoned her. Vera was going to be the maid of honor at Carol's wedding. When I told her that I had to go for work, I will never forget the look of disappointment on her face. I promised to make it up to her, but she asked me to sleep in the guest room that night. Her cold and distant demeanor showed just how angry she was. As I headed to the airport, I tried to give Vera a goodbye kiss, but the door was locked. On the plane, Vera's refusal to answer her phone and respond to my message only heightened my anxiety. When I arrived in Germany, I learned that the meeting had been postponed, so I immediately booked a flight back to Chicago. I decided to surprise Vera by attending Carol's wedding. When I arrived at the wedding reception, what I saw left me in shock. Vera was dancing with her ex-husband Clayton. Deep down, I felt something was wrong, but what I saw broke my heart. Vera was being very intimate with Clayton, and it hurt me deeply watching them. My anger grew. Clayton held Vera close and kissed her, and I felt my world crumbling. This was the end of our 19-year marriage. I took out my phone, recorded what I saw, and sent Vera a message: "Great news, honey. The meeting was postponed, and I'm back, but it looks like you're in good hands tonight. I won't be home tomorrow. The marriage is over. Enjoy." After sending the message, I left the wedding reception. As I walked away, I heard Vera calling after me, but I didn't stop. In my car, I drove into the unknown, leaving behind the life I once knew. When I got home, Vera's calls and messages came flooding in, but I ignored them all. According to her father, Vera was a wreck after the wedding, and her friends had to help her back to her hotel room. I, on the other hand, packed my belongings and took the necessary steps to initiate the divorce process. When Vera returned home, her face was filled with regret, but it was too late for everything. I never spoke to her again, only communicating through our lawyers. The divorce proceedings began, and Vera's life continued in Chicago with her ex-husband Clayton. Meanwhile, I started a new chapter in my life. After moving out, I started living in a company condo used for out-of-town clients. My CEO Bill, who had been through something similar, was very understanding. He even suggested deferring this year's stock options to a future date. At work, I gave strict instructions to security to escort Vera out if she ever showed up. When she did, she got the message that I wanted no contact. My daughter's concern for their mother called me multiple times, pleading with me to speak to her. I explained that their mother chose another man over me and that our marriage was over. I told them to learn from this and never to disrespect their future husbands. Surprisingly, after my Facebook post about the incident, I started receiving attention from women. I began dating again, meeting younger, enthusiastic women. I soon met Cheryl, who would become my new wife a few months after the divorce was finalized. Vera was upset to learn about my new lifestyle but knew she had no one to blame but herself. The house sold quickly, and after splitting the minimal equity, I ensured Vera got her share. My anger and humiliation had overridden any lingering feelings I had for her. Vera moved to Chicago with Clayton, realizing too late what she had thrown away. Years later, at our daughter's graduation, Vera saw me with Cheryl and our young daughter. The years had not been kind to her, and she was visibly regretful. We had a brief conversation where she apologized and admitted her mistake. I forgave her but made it clear that I had moved on. In the end, I bought back our old home, now filled with new memories and happiness. Vera continued her life with Clayton.